Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Tinker77 and today we're going to have another tutorial. This is another version of a hopper minecart unloading system, but this one goes a little bit faster in that the minecart gets dispatched right away. The contents get dumped out into a water stream immediately, and you can handle that later in some other like hopper pickup system, but at least it gets all of the items in a central area. This is a tileable design so that you can put this side by side and have multiple minecarts running in conjunction together to maybe pick up lots of things from a large farm or something. So let me show you how this is built. The first thing I'm going to start out with is building out the end of the track, not the beginning of the track. So we're going to go out a few blocks here, maybe two or so, and you're going to put a redstone block and then some more blocks out here. Doesn't really matter. And then you're going to have this is going to be the returns point, and we're going to have powered rails going across this. Okay, so that's the idea of the main part of the system where, you know, the minecart goes, it picks up stuff and it bounces and it comes back here. That's what everybody knows, right? But through here, we're going to have a little bit of a different system. The system needs to know and be smart enough to know when a hopper minecart needs to be dispensed or basically started out again. So what we need to do is we're going to have a detector rail up here, but I'm going to start this out first before I do that by putting a block up here. This is a temporary block because we're going to set up a little chain of observers here. So we're going to put an observer. You can see that the red dot is on the bottom. So if you took off this block, you should see I always call these like little eyes. They're observing, right? And you're going to have that going into a note block, so that should power the note block. You're going to have another observer. So then this is looking at the note block. When it changes, it'll power a signal. And then right here, we're going to have, I'm going to put a temporary block just for now. You're going to have a dropper facing up. And what that does is when the signal comes in, it'll push whatever's in the dropper up. And then you're going to have a dispenser facing upward. And so what happens is cart will go across here, and that will cause a signal. Remember that the detector rail has two cycles on it. It has when it goes active and then it goes off. So the observer's going to see both of those. So when this powers on and powers off, and we're really detecting the powering on state when this happens. Okay, and I'll show that in a minute. So here we go. We have a block that goes on there, and we're going to put a couple more of these powered rails right here. Okay. And that's really the circuit that does the redispensing of the hopper minecarts. All right, the next portion of this is we're going to have a hopper going into the dropper. You can't really tell which one is which from this orientation, but the dropper is the one on the bottom, the dispenser's on the top. The hopper will catch the hopper minecart that gets turned into a pickupable entity or floating entity rather than an entity that moves around. But how does it get destroyed? Well, there is a cauldron with some lava in here. It kind of will destroy it, and normally you think it can be completely destroyed, but the hopper actually picks it up quick. So that's kind of nice. Now you're going to put a mud block on top of that. This could be soul sand or mud, but basically you want a block that doesn't have full height when it's placed, has just like a slight layer off on the top of this, which is what you want. And you're going to put another powered rail on top, and right now that generates this into a slope. And that's good because when the dispenser does dispense a hopper minecart, it will then go on the slope and start to push back down the course that we want it to go. And then we're going to put a piece of redstone block on top of that so that it's powered. So that's the next portion of this design. For this next section, we have to actually destroy the hopper minecart and get it to go into this hopper. So how do we do that? Well, you're going to have a block right next to this hopper, okay? And you're going to do that right there. And on top of that, you're going to have a powered rail, okay? Now, this is kind of like tricking the powered rail and thinking it's going to land and be all nice and happy. And it's not, because we're going to set up a system to destroy it, okay? So attached to this, which would be soul sand or mud, you're going to put a bottom slab, a half slab. And then going on top of that, kind of, you're going to put a block back here, and you're going to put the amethyst cluster. This is the largest size of amethyst right here. And this kind of just aligns the hopper minecart just right, so it's kind of falling in between here. It clips the powered rail, or sorry, the powered rail, the cauldron with lava, which kind of breaks the hopper minecart and makes it into an item. And it thinks it's still falling, and then the hopper picks it up and puts it into the system, which sends it back out, okay? So now the items are going to be kind of sitting right here on this powered rail, and we want to get them out of the way. So what you do is you can have some blocks on the side here, and this needs to be waterlogged. So I'm going to make a little system here that basically shows that the water is moving the items along, and then you can do whatever you like with your water stream. So now here with this powered rail, I'm going to put this in right here, and you can see the water goes on out. And so we should see items when they get put into this block here, water space with the water source, then they would move down here. And these are the items that you got from your farm. Okay, I think it's time to test this. All right, let's place the hopper minecart right here. And you can see it starts to go. Now, what you're hearing is some clicks from the dropper and dispenser, and that's because the detector rails actually has two states. It has when it turns on and when it turns off. So we're picking up two changes of the detector rail through this line, through the observers, going to the dropper and the dispenser, okay? But that seems like it's working okay. So let's dump out some items here. I'm gonna dump out like this right here. And you can see that what goes on here is that the copper got destroyed and all the items just get thrown out at once. It's not picking up by single items. It's actually picking up as far as full stacks. So if I do this here, let's go past here because I can dump out a couple more stacks here. 2 stacks here. Gonna pick those up and then there they all are out here in our water stream. Now this can go anywhere else, and later on you can manage by, you know, loading into some other hoppers and getting into chests or whatever your storage system is. But that's the general idea for this, is that it gets the hopper minecart unloaded very quickly so that it can go back and pick up more items from your farm. This is running all the time, and we all may not want that to happen, and there's an easy way to turn that off, and that is with a lever underneath here attached to the note block, okay? If you power the note block the whole time, it will no longer send the signal through and it just waits. So what's going on here is that the item, the hopper minecart, is stuck in here in the dropper, and when we turn this off, it'll start to send it off again. So this is a way that you could turn this off if you don't want to lag or you don't want to hear all the clicks the whole time. It's very easy to do. Now, as I said in the beginning of this video, this is a tileable design. So you could take this, all of this portion, not this stuff over here for water streams, but basically anything within this row, you could take and put them and stack them side by side, and you could have multiple hopper minecarts running. You could also set up a control mechanism to control them all at once. And then to have all of your stuff going into some water stream someplace and just starting to pick up all of your items. So this is a nice way to get the hopper minecart out of the way quickly and then get it back out to pick up more items in case you don't want to wait how long it takes for the hopper minecart and during normal unloaders to kind of pass through a hopper. That could take too much time and you don't want to do that. So this is a quick way to get the hopper minecart unloaded. And guys, that's all there is to it. I sure hope you liked this tutorial. If you did, please click that like button. If you have any comments, put them down in the comment section. And if you'd like to be notified of the videos that I produce, please subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to hit that little bell icon so you get all notifications, okay? Thanks, guys, and have a great day. Bye-bye.